This week on The Itch, Spencer and Justin talk about how Nintendo helps you sleep, the PS4 gets Red Ring of Death, Destiny 2 comes out offering you 8 hours of additional gameplay, the Xbox One drops their price to drop your panties, and their top story of this week is Walmart wants your junk. Stay tuned to The Itch, episode 14.
I'm Spencer.
And I still have makeup on.
And this is The Itch.
So judge me!
Special Halloween
Judge me, Internet! Sorry.
edition. We're all still a little crazy from the Halloween jitters.
Yeah, no sleep and Monster makes for a fucking...
Yep, and QT for Halloween or for any time. We have a really good show today. Do you have a good Halloween?
I did. I actually had a good set of weeks actually, because of course last week was my birthday. Thank you guys for, paying for the hookers. And
They were not cheap.
One thing I told
At least $20 for 5.
One thing I went and I did after that, which I actually totally wanted to tell you guys about, was I saw John Wick, and I really liked how. Did I talk about it?
It's with Keanu.
I didn't talk about it, right? No.
No, I don't think.
Okay. I saw John Wick, and it was just so nice to shut my brain off, not have to deal with a complicated story. It's a pretty simple story that, wasn't typical. You could tell everyone's motivations and all that stuff. But it was just cool, and Keanu Reeves, I think is a great guy, and I wish him, the best of luck and whatnot. But it was just such fun. I haven't done that in a while, just gone to a movie and had fun.
Well, if we're recommending movies here, I would recommend The Babadook, an Australian horror film.
You got to spell it for the kids at home.
It's THE for the, and then Babadook.
I thought you were about to just be a dick. Be like, it's THE, FUCK, random shit or whatever.
But no, it's a good story about
horror.
Dealing with, coping with the struggles of raising a child who you may have personal grudges against.
Damn.
It's
That's like Stepfather, but better.
Right. It's got a lot of deep undertones. It was very, very good, though. I really recommend it. The week, obviously, is the week of Halloween, but we're filming this on 11/01, so November 1st.
Yeah, so Merry Christmas, everybody.
Yeah.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell, jingle. Watch out, pups. Jingle bell.
So again, obviously, we took a while, but The Itch is a show where we talk about video game releases, video game news,
and
jingle bells. These jingle bells. Let's hop right into the PS4 releases.
Okay, we're gonna go quick.
We're gonna go lightning round, right?
Yeah.
Where I read off the name of the game and
let's get a freaking graphic.
Yeah. Sound like.
Yeah.
Okay. Ready? Here we go.
Whoa!
Alien Isolation Corporate Lockdown.
That's the DLC about the previous, where you play as people like Riley and all them.
Oh, Ripley?
Ripley. Sorry. Yes. I don't remember seeing Alien. I've seen it. I just don't remember it.
I love that movie. SingStar.
Fuck it. Next.
Poltergeist, a pixelated horror.
I don't know. That sounds like it might be interesting.
Battle Islands.
Why can't they be peaceful islands?
The Unfinished Swan.
Finish it, bitch.
Hashtag kill all zombies.
Hashtag next.
NBA Live 15.
Nothing.
I got a bad score there.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Costume Quest 2.
Fucking, that's like every woman. No offense. I just insulted women. Never mind. Next. Moving on.
You got a lady that's going to be upset about that.
I have, yes.
Home, a unique horror adventure.
Fucking, there's nothing to eat.
Empty fridge.
Oh. God damn it!
Home, the unmowed lawn.
Home, a unique horror adventure is like when producer Eric throws parties and he has to clean up in the morning.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck! Where's my dog?
Why is there a crayon and a pair of panties mixed together?
I'm not questioning.
We need to figure this out.
I just want to know.
And then Lords of the Fallen.
I have a fucking thing to settle with that game, but we're lightning.
Would that thing be a score?
No, I don't think that it's a good game.
What is Lords of the Fallen?
It's pretty much. Isn't it
like?
It's Dark Souls.
Dark Souls.
It is Dark Souls, essentially, except they took out a bunch of things. They may have had like one or two like good things about it, but pretty much it's Dark Souls with a few different things. You can't customize your character. Combat's a little bit more sluggish, but some people I've said actually like it just because it's like it feels weighted. You know, I'm a big Dark Souls fan. I don't care if my attacks have like crazy amounts of weight. The thing about Dark Souls that was interesting was it was your story. In this one, there's too much of a narrative, and I feel it kind of takes away from the whole thing of the game because there's that level of that's like if Skyrim you couldn't create your own character. Like say a Japanese company makes Skyrim, can't make your own character, and it's a specific storyline that you have to follow. You have to go to this town, then this town, then this town. It takes away that feeling of fantasy, I feel.
Interesting.
That was interesting in Dark Souls 1. Oh, what the fuck? All right.
Volgar the King. Sorry, we're on Xbox One now?
Thank you.
What?
Okay. Yeah, we're on Xbox One now.
Yeah, we're on Xbox One
And
now.
Volgar the Viking.
Which is fucking the shit. That game is awesome.
What is that?
It's pretty much, think of like Mega Man. So like it's a
Side-scroller?
Yeah, side scroller. But it's got it's really hard to explain. Like I really like the art direction on it and stuff like that. Like it's pixelated, of course. He plays as a Viking who like slashes people and like gore everywhere and stuff like that. But it's super cool. Like I'm a little bit jealous that Xbox One has it.
How to Survive Storm Warning Edition.
Why don't you just read the manual?
Costume Quest 2.
I am gonna shut my mouth on this one.
Alien Isolation Corporate Lockdown.
Yep.
Hey, Costume Quest 2 for the women's. NBA Live 15.
15. That shit's gonna be dead.
Sunset Overdrive.
Overdriving on the sunset. I got nothing.
That's like the biggest game. They've been hyping this like crazy.
I know, but that's the same thing that happened with all the consoles really. Of course, when a game comes out that's decent or a little bit better and it's a new IP, of course everyone's like, shit, this is the shit, man. I mean, look at people with Bayonetta 2 on the Wii U. I mean, it's not a new IP, but it's the same concept. Fuck, we got a fucking great title here. Yeah, we're fucking badass. Sunset Overdrive gets it, and everyone's like, or Xbox One gets Sunset Overdrive, and they're like, yeah, we're the fucking shit. And then PlayStation, what did we get? I mean, Last of Us doesn't count. Infamous, Second Son,
Infamous was kind of
was pretty good.
Watch Dogs, granted, it was multi-platform,
Yeah,
but that
it
was
was
painfully overhyped.
Yeah, Infamous was not overhyped.
No, I don't think so.
No,
not as much as Watch Dogs was.
No, Infamous was a fucking gem, and if anyone hasn't played it and they're teetering on the edge, I would recommend getting it.
You teeters.
You teeterers.
But Sunset Overdrive got overhyped, and it actually is doing pretty decently. So
That's good for them.
Plus for them. Lords of the Fallen for Xbox One wraps it up.
Woo!
And we'll move on to PS3, Alien Isolation Corporate Lockdown,
Yep.
Blood of the Werewolf,
Fucking Blood of the Vampire. I don't know.
Assassin's Creed, The Americas Collection.
I want to say that is Assassin's Creed 3 and Black Flag.
Woo!
So, good for them.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Danger of the Ooze. Does that have Vanilla Ice in it? It doesn't count unless
If it doesn't, it might be a crossover with Ivan Ooze, so it's the Power Rangers. Who knows?
I gotta see that.
I gotta see that.
Deadfall Adventures, Heart of Atlantis.
Why? You're falling to your dead. What's the adventure?
MX versus ATV, Supercross.
Nothing.
WWE. WWE 2K15.
Damn. 5.0.
That's not very good.
Eesh.
Tiny Troopers Joint Ops. Costume Quest 2 for the women. Go ahead.
Oh,
Next
God.
one. Xbox 360.
Don't bury me.
Alien Isolation Corporate Lockdown.
Uh,
Monopoly
How
Plus.
many times are you going to say? I can't keep doing this.
This is too much.
Monopoly Plus, subtract that shit. Moving on.
Costume Quest 2
About the men.
for the women's. And then more crap. We're moving on to the news.
Well, it's a lot of the same stuff you've already seen.
I really like your sound effects. I think
This just in.
This week on the news.
Nintendo helps you sleep? Yeah, because they don't have any good titles.
How dare you? You are wrong, but I won't debate that because that's not what this topic is about. It's Nintendo's working with ResMed Inc. on a tool that sits near your bed and monitors your sleep patterns. It will measure your fatigue and help you improve your sleep schedule. The release is hopefully in the fiscal year of 2015.
And it can also kill you.
It actually does monitor
Nintendo
your radio
takes over.
waves, so they're probably going to be people saying it gives you cancer.
Nintendo is Skynet.
That's pretty awesome, right?
Nintendo is Skynet. God damn it all. It's
Clearly
fucking
Sony.
Skynet.
But I think that's
What? No.
I think that's pretty.
Get out of here.
I think it's pretty fascinating.
Oh God. Here
Nobody
we
else
go.
is going to do anything close to that, except for obviously people have those Fitbit thingies. But imagine Nintendo doing it for you. Oh
No.
when the PS4 updated last, well, I guess it's technically this week, but when the PS4 updated, some people are having a problem with it unable to wake from rest mode. You got that?
Yeah.
There was a little fix from a Redditor. I can't remember who did it, but you power down the console for 7 seconds, engage safe mode by holding the power button again for 7 seconds, and then reinstall the latest firmware update from there. Is that what you did?
No, I didn't look for a solution. I will do that.
Yeah, give it a shot.
I was running into that problem, and I was like, when I had to unplug my PlayStation a couple times, and I'm like, you need to what they say, like, you know how like Sony like bashes you if you unplug like your console, whatever. They're like,
Yeah.
wow, what the fuck did you do? You know, like it's my fault that
the
your
hell,
fucking
bro?
console messed up. I was like, dude, I don't know what to fucking tell you. They're like, next time restart it properly. Next time suck my dick, Sony. Like shit, fuck. I just want to play some Final Fantasy. Gotta grind and shit.
Play some Final Fantasy.
Get
play
these
some-
poetics.
Xbox Entertainment Studios has officially closed. Obviously, they still have the 343 Studios doing their whole Halo Nightfall thing. But any entertainment like movies that was going through Xbox Entertainment, which I don't know of any. I think I can't think of any that they were actually doing, but I'm sure they did some in the past.
Oh, well, look at that.
But anyway, they're closed. There's an expansion coming out for Destiny. It's called The Dark Below. December 9th.
The thing says, Justin, start talking.
It's gonna be
now.
It's gonna be $20, or if you bought it's a $35 expansion pass, and that gets you the next one too, I believe. The level cap will be 32. There will be 5 bounty slots. I have no idea what that means. Competitive arenas, new ones.
5 additional bounty slots?
There's going to be an additional
There still will
raid, a cooperative strike mission, and 3 story missions. Two for Sony. Did you add that in there?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
There's so there's 1 cooperative strike available and
there's
2
2
for
for
Sony,
Sony, yeah.
And then that'll last for a year. So
Which
Xbox,
is nuts.
yeah, it's a
But you
long time.
But you know what's funny? People go, I think there was an article on Kotaku and they said, this shit has to stop. But guess what? They were perfectly fine with Tomb Raider doing that for a year, roughly a year. It's an entire game they're getting for a year. You're missing out on, 2 maps is it now?
Yeah, it's 2 strikes,
Um,
and that's it.
Yeah.
2 strikes and a couple guns.
But they get a full game, but it's an issue now. It's like, no,
Yeah.
that isn't
You
fair.
take away my 1080p, and it's okay because you want to get the game too.
Did you guys hear that the Far Cry 4 developer said that gamers don't care about 1080p?
I haven't read
I don't
that.
have a slide or
He
anything,
might
but-
be right.
I don't
You
know.
might be right.
Like, so 1080p is not really my issue. It's the frame rates that actually bug me.
Yeah, frame rate is always a big deal. Coming from a background of fighting games, you're always playing fighting games in 60 frames. That's how you define fighting games. If it's not in 60 frames, you can't technically qualify it as a fighting game because it doesn't follow straight frame data. So it's harder to calculate those frames and harder to know when you can punish something, and there's more mapping required. And so a lot of people are just like, fuck it. There's no point.
Yeah.
That's
But
why
if
I
you
like
give
JoJo.
me if you give me 720p but give me 60 frames, I probably won't notice a difference.
Yeah, I don't care.
Yeah.
As long as it's like native, at least 720, it's not that big a deal. But the thing is like, okay, so you guys know about a good example is that JoJo game that came out, JoJo's All-Star Battle Royale. Talk shit, dog. JoJo's the most masculine shit ever. Anyway,
Sounds like it.
so JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, the 3D fighter one was like 30 frames or like 40 frames. It doesn't follow specific frame data, but a lot of like fighting game players played it, but you can't play it at a tournament. It can only be a side tournament at best. Meanwhile, you have the other JoJo, which was made by Capcom for Dreamcast, Stardust Crusaders Saga, and that one's 60 frames, but it's 2D, but people fucking love it. It's unbalanced as fuck, but people fucking love it because it's 60 frames. That's the thing at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So 60 frames matters to me too, just like you. We're completely off topic here. Sorry.
Basically, what we're trying to say is Dark Below, get it on December 9th.
Yeah.
For $20, or buy the expansion pass for the next 2 expansions.
Fuck it.
And it should be worth noting that this game is officially at least $80 to get the full experience. I think it is
More or
important to
less.
note that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, but then again, at the same time, you do have things like Dark Souls. But I feel Dark Souls is warranted. Dark Souls 2 had their DLCs, which help explain the story a little more, or not really explain. We'll say it. We'll say it. They help you explain the story more, help you qualify the ending that they gave you initially, and those were $10 separately, and I paid for them all separately because they released it 1 month. Or you can get all 3 at the end of when the last one drops. You can get all 3 for like $25 or something like that.
Save $5.
Save 5. Woo! But I will say, every last DLC was worth it. It was fucking worth it, and I think FromSoft's like that. But
I'm really hoping that Destiny
bounces back.
Yes, because I love the gameplay of Destiny. Gameplay wise, that game is phenomenal. Content wise, there's just not enough.
There isn't.
Like even these expansion packs that we're paying for, I don't feel like they're offering enough.
They're not really
'Cause
expansions.
a
they're
strike-
like patches.
Yeah, a strike is gonna last me 20 minutes, and we'll say I do it 5 times. So, math. Anyways,
Maybe like 2 hours. 2 hours with time in between.
yeah,
with
2 hours of time in
little
between
bit
of
of rest.
content for one strike. So they're giving me 2 on Sony, so 4 hours. Then the raid, I don't really give a shit. I'll probably pug it, not care if I kill it or not.
Yeah.
And then 3 story missions, another hour. So I'm getting 6 to 8 hours of gameplay out of this for $20 or $17 if you break it up between the 2.
Well, but you get that fantastic story added to it.
They're actually, the story that they're switching, the 3 story missions, they're actually changing how they present the information.
That's good.
So instead of your ghost telling you, they're actually, it's supposed to be like another guardian. Like the fact that you rarely meet any other guardians. I think you meet one other guardian
That
through
one
the entire story.
animatronic chick. Yeah.
Yeah. You meet that one chick, and then the story doesn't ever expand after that, unless your ghost is telling you. But most of the time, it's like you're discovering stuff. You're not actually told anything.
Yeah. There's no developments within what you already know.
Mhm.
It's
Well, that
always
break-
just like, oh, there's a new faction.
And that completely breaks the rule of literature, which is show, don't tell. You're not supposed to just say like, hey, this war is pretty crazy. You're supposed to like show examples of it.
2 guys got blown up by mortars right next to you. You know?
Yeah, you're supposed to actually show it.
Crazy.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they make it worthwhile.
They got a long way to go.
People are gonna buy it anyway.
I am confident.
What's that?
I'm confident.
Yeah.
In Destiny.
Well, and people that might not have bought it or might not have Xbox Ones might be getting it this holiday season.
Hold on to your horses.
Starting tomorrow, which would be November 2nd, Xbox Ones will drop in price to $350.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
$350 and their bundle packs.
Wait, what?
They're bundles.
Yeah, and these include Assassin's Creed, like Unity, right?
Pretty sure.
Assassin's Creed Unity, and I think they throw in Black Flag in there.
Is Black Flag in those?
I think they just threw it in, though.
That was just last year's. Like, they're giving it away.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Fuck it.
Yeah, they're throwing in those
I
games.
mean, Black Flag
They got one
wasn't-
with Sunset Overdrive, I
Black
think.
Flag wasn't
350.
revolutionary.
Yeah, Sunset
It was just-
Overdrive. And they're all special edition consoles and
Right.
stuff. Like they're not like just the generic like cheapest one they have. It's if you want an all white one, get this game pack one. If you want the Call of Duty one, it has custom controller and console. You can get the Call of Duty one for $350.
And we were talking about this a little bit on sometime during the week. Do you think this is going to change how the holiday season goes?
I definitely think that people are they're gonna purchase more Xboxes.
What do you think?
I think the sales are gonna go up on Xbox over PS4 for this holiday season.
I don't know if it's going to go over. They're going to sell more Xboxes, and that's obviously good because I just stimulate the market. That's all I really care about at the end of the day. Because, the more consoles that are bought on Xbox One, the more chance they have to release like something new or an IP that's not on PlayStation 4, because I have no reason to get Xbox One right now. As of right now, I don't care about Sunset Overdrive. It doesn't really interest me. I do want Killer Instinct, really bad actually, but the price on the sticks, the arcade sticks on them, it's too fucking much. So it's like there's no point. But I don't know if I really agree. I agree with the price drop, but I don't agree with people who say it isn't kind of a bit of a desperation move. It is slight desperation.
Sure.
And people that say, oh, no, Xbox One is now offering a great console at a lower price, don't understand the concept of what all has happened. And I've seen it, like, I watched a couple videos on it, and people are like, oh, it's simple economics, and, provide something, at a lower price. And it's like, that's not how it works. Like, this product, Xbox One, I'm not knocking it. But my thing is you can't knock the fact that, yeah, they had a shaky launch. They lately have not been looking good in the sense of multi-platforms. So yeah, this is kind of a, hey, you can get us for cheaper. I mean, I'm not saying that the PlayStation 4 has the best console. It's way too early to tell. But as of right now, you can argue it either which way, like, oh, Xbox One has better like exclusives, but people aren't always necessarily getting the consoles for the exclusives anymore. Like, watch this, if Call of Duty ran at less than 60 frames, or well, if it was at a lower resolution and it was like a clear difference, people would drop Xboxes. People wouldn't get Xboxes, like if it mattered to you or whatever like that, because people always want to feel like their console is like the biggest. It's justified. That's why you have things like PC Master Race. That's why you have people who are true fanboys or whatever, because they think I always make right decisions or whatever.
Right.
So in the case of the Xbox One, they're going to buy it at $350, and they're going to be like, or at the price drop or whatever, because it could probably get even cheaper on Black Friday.
Right. Probably get some kind of cool deal.
Yeah, probably get a really nice deal.
I think it's also worth noting that I read an article that the PS4 recently has surpassed like 13.5 million units sold.
Really?
Which is
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
And the Xbox is
As at 5 million?
approximately. They've been
Approximately.
trying not to say.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the thing is that's not like, it's not like they're doing terrible, but this is a clear chance for them to maximize profit during the season.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, yes, they are trying to make money because they're not selling well. And anybody who says otherwise is kind of fanboying.
In comparison.
Is fanboying it. Yeah,
Not selling well in comparison.
in
Because
comparison.
there's 8 million difference in sales right now.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know, what was that?
Almost
dollars?
3 times as much.
Yeah, and I mean, it's a ridiculous difference in everything.
Yeah.
And the number one thing, every console that's sold is sold at a loss. Because the amount of technology that they pump into these tiny little boxes, it's at a loss. Because they don't make money off selling consoles. They make money off of you purchasing accessories and games for the console.
And the internet service.
And the internet service. And just all those other features that you do with the console once you have it, they just want it in your house.
Yeah.
So once they get it in your house, then they start making profit.
Right, yeah. I mean, all these consoles could drop in price. Again, the point, like you were saying, is to get it in the house.
Yeah.
They just have to sell more games.
They're just trying to minimize loss at the end of the day. Because if a PlayStation costs, random numbers here, they're selling it for $400, it costs $500 for them to make it. It's a $100 loss that they can get back by using the PlayStation Store or by using PlayStation Plus.
Or their insurance.
Or their insurance.
Fun fact,
Or
Sony
another
actually makes a huge amount of their profit off of selling life insurance in Japan.
Really?
Yeah, their
Fuck it,
electronics department
Yeah.
posts a loss every year. And the only reason they stay open is because of
Life insurance.
because of their life insurance they sell in Japan.
That's fucking nuts.
But in an ideal world, obviously, and this is something that fanboys need to understand, in an ideal world, Xbox One would sell just as many consoles as the PlayStation 4. And same with the Wii U. They'd sell just as many because that creates competition, and competition creates quality. And that's just a fact. There's no getting around that. I would love it if Xbox One completely caught up. Then
Yeah.
the PS4 would have to make better games. Xbox One would have to make better games.
Yeah, they would.
Hooray.
They would want more exclusives. Right now, only Microsoft wants more exclusives. Not necessarily Sony. Sony's going to get their own,
Yeah.
whatever. But they don't really care as much. But Sony, I will say this. I will say Sony has a bigger base of exclusives
It's all
than
about
Microsoft
that base.
does. Yeah, no trouble. Because they just have more studios. I feel that are willing to like try stuff. If they came back and they did another Ratchet and Clank on PlayStation 4, this year would go ballistic. But guess what? If they came back and they did Banjo Kazooie, holy shit! Can you imagine how many people on Xbox would be like, you know?
Banjo-Kazooie, they tried that on the 360. And
Well, Nuts and Bolts was
Nuts and
stupid.
bolts.
It was a clear like disregard for what they should have done.
Well,
They ignored their entire market.
Banjo-Kazooie will never happen in the same formula because Rare does not exist.
Rare does,
Aw.
technically.
No.
Conquer.
Rare is alive. It's a company. It is not the company that was around during the N64 days and the Super Nintendo days.
Oh, it's a
It has
different one.
nothing to do with them.
Well, see, here's the thing. Like when Rare came out or not Rare, but when Killer Instinct came out through Iron Galaxy and all that other stuff, and they were like coming out, someone else too. Regardless, there was like hardly anyone that was still there. There were still OGs from the Rare days that helped make Killer Instinct though. And a lot of guys, and this is kind of a testament. If you have enough people that care enough to maintain the original vision of a game, it can pull through. Like with Killer Instinct, I forget his name. It's Mick something. It's the lead like or music designer. Like he's the guy that makes all the music for Killer Instinct. He put odes to the original Killer Instinct songs, themes of the characters inside it because he cares that much about the IP. I think if you have someone like that, it's not that bad.
Well, I'm going to tell you two games. Perfect Dark Zero, and I'm going to tell you Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts.
Okay, Banjo-Kazooie. Okay, here's the thing. Changing genres, two fucking different things. In Perfect Dark, yeah, you're right. Perfect Dark, but see, Perfect Dark kind of has that nostalgia vision attached to it.
Well, the team that did Perfect Dark for the N64 left
Yeah.
and did Time Splitters.
I mean, Time Splitters 2 was amazing.
Yeah, those were good
I
games.
never played
That's
Time
what I'm saying
Splitters.
is they left. They're not part of
Yeah.
Rare anymore.
Yeah.
If you're looking for another GoldenEye, you're not going to get it because they left.
Well, see, that's the thing. But that was the era too. You know, you have your health on this side. You got you know what I mean? Like they had the same fucking format pretty much. You know what I mean? But we're getting lost here.
Anyway,
Let's focus.
next up, DreamHack CEO was fired. DreamHack is a event that celebrates gaming. This happens in Sweden.
Too bad people got fired over it.
The CEO's name is Robert
Fired?
Olin.
Oh,
I'm not sure how to pronounce that. And he tweeted, it was not a cordial firing. It was a little bit rough. He tweeted, "Truth,
Oh,
honor,
man,
etc.
yeah.
don't exist. May at DreamHack die an ignoble death. This is the last communication from Boss DH. A pox on all your houses." And that is a quote, and he does not know how to use grammar. Maybe it's a Swedish thing. But like the English.
Damn.
I'm not saying that they
Sorry
don't know
to
how,
our
but
Swedish fans.
because he's
all
English,
zero
because
of
he's
you.
Swedish, maybe he's not. He's tweeting in English and maybe struggling at that. But yes, it was not a happy parting.
No, it sounds fucking like he's a little bit livid.
Yeah.
I don't know too much about DreamHack as far as like specifics.
They celebrated League of Legends quite a bit.
Oh,
They had a big
that's-
competition there.
That's indifference.
Next up is YouTube is now able to play back at 60 frames per second.
It makes things look good, yo.
I put that in just for you.
Yeah. He's like, he's gonna read it. I've actually seen a couple of videos. on
We were
it.
watching some earlier, right?
Yeah, we watched a little bit of some dude beasting at Mario Kart. See, here's the problem that I run into with it, because I think you need to be HD to see it. People who have data plans in their homes are fucked. Utterly fucked. HD 60 frames? Oh, we got you. Yeah, you're going to run through your entire data plan in like a week if you're like a YouTube heavy user.
A week?
Well, in a minute, imagine if you're looking at Let's Plays for stuff, or like a lot of like people that I follow, like that play like fighting games and stuff like that, because fighting games 60 frames, and I don't know if that's another question. I'll get to that. Running it at 60 frames, I watch a lot of that shit. You see a lot of streams, you see a lot of YouTube videos that are like 6 or 7 hours long of fighting game stuff. And if you're into that, like I'm not as crazy into it as I used to be, but if you're that into it, holy crap, you're eating your shit like crazy, and it's nuts. Like I've seen people on like YouTube that are like, because like some of the guys that follow, first HD freaking 60 frame video, and they're like, holy shit, like damn, I can't keep this up. And I don't care if it's not in 60 frames. Maybe on a new game is the only time I care. Like I'd want to see it for like Bloodborne. I want to be like, okay, how does it stack up? It's not going to be 60 frames. That's another story. But if they release a new game, or if it's a cinematic trailer, if they have a new trailer for World of Warcraft, you'd want to see that shit in 60 frames to be like, oh man, I want. Oh, okay,
would
maybe not.
they release a cinematic in World of Warcraft at 60 frames?
Probably not.
Wouldn't they do it at
probably
24?
mess with the cinematic like integrity of it all.
Yeah, wouldn't they release a cinematic at 24 frames per second? You
I
think?
don't know.
Regardless, a new game. Okay, let's just say more gameplay oriented. You want to see it in its maximum frames. I know.
Yeah.
I want to see that the Order game 1886. I want to see how it looks 60 frames. I think it stacks at 60 frames, and it looks great. It's Unreal Engine, so of course.
Yeah.
But
Going back to your like data consumption
Yeah.
at that point, at 360p on like your normal phone, what it normally connects as,
yeah,
like when you're just out and about, I use a gig in 40 minutes.
really.
Yeah. And that's me just watching like 4 or 5 minute videos like in succession.
Yeah.
But in about 45 minutes, I can use an entire gig.
Well, see, I figured because like I know some guys that have a data plan that's like at home at like 200 gigs. So if it's like a house of even like 2 people, that shit's gone super quick.
Yeah.
And I'm big on YouTube. I don't know about you guys.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, we're on YouTube.
Yeah.
But like,
On
we're
my-
big on YouTube.
On my phone, on my mobile phone, when I had unlimited data, I was using about 32 gigs a month.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I got grandfathered in on Sprint's like super old thing, so I still have infinite data. It's the only reason why I haven't changed, because I'm always like on YouTube or something like that, and I'm watching something. But I mean, it's cool to see, but I don't care too much.
Yeah, if it's gonna hurt data plans, like forget it.
Yeah, it's irrelevant. Top story today.
Our top story: Walmart is selling used games. More at 11.
It is 11. 1,700 stores,
Actually,
in fact.
7 minutes till 11. Let's sit here and wait.
Walmart is getting into the business of selling used games. It's already affected 1,700 stores. I also wanted to announce this as well. Walmart is going to be selling Call of Duty Advanced Warfare the day before the game's official release date without requiring a pre-order.
Man,
It's called the Day Zero Edition.
everyone's fucking doing this, and they're acting like they're exclusive. Like, any digital download that you do for Call of Duty guarantees you the Day Zero edition. Like, you can already
But
start...
you can play it the day before,
Yeah.
or you can download it the day before.
Yeah, no,
There's a
you can
difference.
play it. I think you can preload it beforehand, and you can play it on Day Zero. GameStop's doing it. What does it fucking matter? You pre-order it anywhere, you get the Day Zero edition. You're playing the same time as everyone else.
No, but you can play it a day before it comes out.
Yes.
Everyone's getting this.
Yes.
All right, I just want to make sure.
That's the shit that drives me wild. I'm like, what the fuck? So if you don't get it, if I get it like a week later, I didn't get the Day Zero edition. Fuck me. No, you're fine. Don't worry about it.
Sleep
But
those
anyway,
extra 12 hours. and
Walmart
then
will also.
sleep those extra 12 hours.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Walmart
fine.
is also offering a 50% bonus on trade-ins for customers who purchase the game.
That's good because their fucking rates are terrible. There's actually a Walmart. Oh yeah, see, fucking Amazon had it too. What does it matter? Well,
I
your
just
shit's
popped-
not gonna get there.
I just popped over on Amazon just to take a look at some PS3 games that are coming out,
Yeah.
because I do other things while we're listening to the show. And it's like the first thing that popped up, Day Zero. I was like, shit.
It's like, dude, like that's what I'm saying. Like, it's not Day Zero if everyone's doing it.
Yeah.
It's Day One again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Who
always just
doesn't
moving
pre-order it that really wants it? It's like families usually. Like they'll get it for their kid like at a later date. Other than that, a majority of the fan base is pre-ordering it. So it's not day zero. And this is all speculation. Like maybe it isn't.
But this
the
one's
majority of the
without
fan base.
requiring a pre-order. It's worth noting. You don't actually have to pre-order it.
Without requiring pre-order. Well, you're essentially pre-ordering though, because you're getting it as a pre-order. You're just not pre-ordering it. Because in order to take advantage of the 24-hour beforehand thing, you have to pay for it beforehand. So it is a pre-order. They're just not calling it that.
So are they stocking it on their shelves the day before?
Yeah.
That might be different.
It's a weird pre-order.
Yeah.
But it's still a pre-order. You know? Like
Yeah.
that's the shit that's whatever. But and it should also be noted, Walmart actually started taking in used games earlier this year.
Right.
And I've looked at a lot of things, and specifically they're saying it was to build stock to be able to offer this, to sell used games and stuff.
So they're trying to get as much inventory, and now they're going to roll it out
Yeah.
to the mass.
I just found out that Best Buy does used games, and I'm pretty sure they've been doing that for a while.
Yeah, it's not that good. I've gone to Best Buy because I got shafted at GameStop, and I was like, you know what, let's try Best Buy. Went over there, shafted harder than GameStop.
Damn.
It's as bad as it is. GameStop does it slightly better. And here's the one thing I will say that GameStop doesn't have that Walmart has, which they should have. It's Walmart has an online rate adjuster.
The calculator?
Yeah, so you could be like, oh, hey, fucking, man, what did I get? Oh, I have Mirror's Edge in good condition. All right, cool. Let me trade that in because you're an asshole. And then, who would trade in Mirror's Edge? I did. And I looked
sorry.
I'm sorry, Faith. Go down. Here's the thing, though. You get your game, right? And you're like, all right, fuck it. You know, I'll trade this game in, but I want to see how much it is. Well, you could just do all that shit online. And you can make an educated guess on whether or not you would like to trade it in at a GameStop by chance. Because, you know, their rates aren't really consistent. Like, they'll rent. You can go to, like, 2 different GameStops. I'll tell you something else. And then Walmart will be like, all right, so here's the actual price that we're going with. I don't know what the price is based off of as far as, like, return rate and stuff like that. But it's consistent. And that's good.
I think it's also where we were kind of talking about this beforehand, but the advantage of selling to Walmart as opposed to GameStop would be that you get the Walmart credit, which allows you to buy actual groceries.
Such as toiletries.
Such
and
as-
as Deucer Eric put it, you can wipe your ass in video games.
Yeah. You can take Forza Motorsport or whatever and wipe your butt with it. It's crazy. Should be an interesting prospect. I'm curious to see how it goes. As much as I kind of wish GameStop wasn't around, Walmart having it kind of tells me it might not be going away.
Yeah, it probably isn't. Apparently, if they're a market worth
Yeah.
attacking.
I thought we were moving towards more digital downloading.
I've digital downloaded twice.
You haven't
Besides-
lived, my friend.
Besides Steam. Besides
Steam.
Steam, yeah, I've downloaded a bunch of stuff. I mean, on my console. I've downloaded Diablo 3 for PlayStation 4, and I've downloaded Last of Us for PlayStation 4. The biggest reasons behind that was because I had no games to turn in. I didn't have a rewards card to just be like, oh, take $10 off my purchase. So it's just like, fuck it, dude. I had a PlayStation points card. I was like, I'll put it to the game. And it worked out. It's fine. And it's always nicer for me. Like, you do have to verify credentials or whatever. I just don't know. It's not as strict as Xbox 360s, though. Like, Xbox 360, you need an internet connection. You have to have a gold membership in order to play your games. And I think you need a PlayStation Plus to play your games if they're free. If you got them when they were free. If you bought them, I think you can play them if you're still offline.
Right, I used to do that.
Yeah, I'll test that to, like, confirm it. But definitely on the PlayStation 3, they didn't have those restrictions. Fuck, half the games I got in the PlayStation 3 were from another person's account. Because we would just swap accounts and be like, oh, it's 3 of my buddies. He got Final Fantasy 8. I got Final Fantasy 8. You know? And that's the way it worked. So, yeah.
Well, that's interesting.
It's
We'll see
definitely
how
a
that
thing.
goes, Walmart. Your move, I guess, as the kids say.
It is you.
Right. Anyway, I'm Spencer.
And I'm Justin.
Thanks for listening.
And watching.
And have a happy Halloween.
It already happened.
Have a happy Halloween. Halloween.
Don't look at him. Look at me.
Woo.
Love me. Love me.
Woo.
Producer Eric, zoom in. Do it. Do it. Do it.
Do it.
I do it. I